recently, the NBA and well, it was just the NBA. They came down to South Africa and they played a Team Africa game versus a Team USA game. It was a great occasion. Wasn't the most buzzing thing ever, but it was a milestone. If you're a basketball fan in South Africa, this was a fucking milestone moment for you. Okay, but my thing is gonna be with Supersport and ESPN. All right, ESPN probably the most involved television network when it comes to basketball and the NBA in the States. Here in South Africa, we got Supersport, and they've been bringing us the content. But I think that they kind of need to step it up in terms of what they bring it. Now, up until now, I will say that interest levels in the NBA have gone up since LeBron James, the first title with the Miami Heat. There's no denying, but people have been talking about that shit all the way. The other thing, and that is definitely a contributing factor, I'm not going to fucking ignore this because the NBA as an organization is probably going to ignore this, but that's rappers, bruh. Rappers constantly mentioning guys like Lou Will and Derrick Rose and even LeBron James and Steph Curry and all these guys. Dude, in order for the NBA to acknowledge what hip-hop has kind of done for the NBA in the last 5-6 years, they would have to admit that rappers do a better of marketing this sport than the NBA does. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to admit it, but I know for a fact because I've been watching. Yo, rap has a lot to do with why the NBA is picking up popularity even here in South Africa. Now, Supersport have kind of laid the groundwork for this because in the last, I think for the last 5 years, they've broadcast all the playoffs, and that's been great because NBA is all about the fucking playoffs. That last 7 games of the series, that's what it's all about. That fucking, yo, Cavaliers versus Golden State, that was a brilliant series. That's the kind of thing we want to see. But back to fucking Africa and the NBA, and you bring the sport more to South Africa, that Team Africa game clearly shows that the NBA has some global fucking ambitions. But the question is, how do you do it? Okay, I think the key to doing it, and this applies to fucking Supersport. Okay, Supersport needs to bring us more NBA content. Where's all that post-season analysis? Where's all that during season analysis, nigga? We need all that stuff. Like, if you want basketball to become more popular in Africa, you have to market that shit to us the same way you would in the States, okay? You have to bring us the stars, bring us them interviews, bring us all that stuff. And the other thing that y'all need to do is you need to put Stephen A. Smith on South African TV screens. Yeah. It sounds like something the typical TV producer would think of. But, you know, hold on. Stephen A. Smith has got a great fucking gift for making people care about the game as much as he does. I mean, when you hear the passion that this guy talks with, he's a perfect fucking candidate if you want people to talk more about basketball in this fucking country. Matter of fact, I don't know how you're not thinking about that, bruh. None of them broadcasters and anchors and reporters that you got, none of them has got the clout that Stephen A. Smith has got. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how you're thinking about that. But if you want to give it a test run, what I would do if I was Supersport is I would take shows that he used to do. I think he used to do something that back when he was interviewing Allen Iverson and them. I think it was Quite Honestly with Stephen A. Smith, something like that. Yeah, he had a show back in the day. I would broadcast those old episodes, those old interviews, the interviews he just actually did with Mayweather, the ones where he's up in his car and all that. That stuff is money. That's the kind of stuff you gotta broadcast. You know what I'm saying? Show us more of that, and then if Stephen A. Smith ever gets his own talk show, his own basketball talk show, make no mistake, broadcast that shit in South Africa. It is a non-loser. You cannot lose if you're following that model, okay? The other thing, and the last thing, is that the NBA, as a brand, needs to change the logo to Michael Jordan. I'm sorry, bruh, but, you know, people around the world, they're not going to know who Jerry West is, but nobody's going to have that kind of doubt about, you know, Michael Jordan. We all know who Michael Jordan. If you put Michael Jordan on the logo, we'll be able to say, yo, that's Jordan. There's no question about it. Niggas have to Google Jerry West, you know what I'm saying? And kind of, if you really think about it, the NBA making Jerry West the logo over Michael Jordan kind of sends the message that this sport is not a meritocracy. And that is the wrong message to send. In fact, if you're really going to adhere to it being a meritocracy like that, just go ahead and put Bill Russell on the logo, man. Because that would make more sense. 11 championships, that would make more sense. Jerry West, that's a hard one to justify in 2015, my man. But anyway, I'm just another dude in South Africa. Those are my opinions. Holla at your boy!